All right, well, tonight we're going to talk about real estate gurus, what worked, what didn't, and what actually made us money. All right, Jim and I have vastly different experiences with this, but we're going to go over a lot of different things, and a lot of different people are going to be named tonight.
Oh, boy.
This is, again, our opinion and our experiences with them, or some of our close friends. This is, again, we're working on the use what works for you and put away the stuff that doesn't, okay? And if you keep that through for tonight, I think you'll understand. Because that's one of the biggest things. What works for Scott may not work for Steve over there. Right? Everyone's on a different journey, different path. Some of you are buy and holds only. Some of you are wholesaling going, I need a pile of cash. I can't hold yet. All right? And so I don't have the money to do it. So understand that you're in different things. So we might tell you to handle something a certain way, and we're going to tell someone else to do it differently. And you're like, but wait, we're both new. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but they're sitting on a pile of money and they're retired and they have a lot more time. You're working 80 hours a week and have no money. So the strategies may be different.
Well, I was about to say, no, you're wrong. You do have enough money, but the reality is there's an answer. Like, I don't care what the answer is. I can get it for you. There's a pathway to it. And right. And we're going to show you tonight all of these different mentors right. and such that are really going to be able to show that to you.
Yeah, we're going to go into that. First of all, just like it says, I'm not a lawyer, tax professional, licensed real estate agent, broker, financial advisor, marriage counselor, but we own quite a few properties. Do really well with that. My wife is a licensed agent. We wholesale, we flip occasionally, and we cash flow, and we from our rentals, and we do notes, Lonnie deals, just like Andy teaches. Those of you who've been to Andy's class, we teach. We do Lonnie deals on that, where we buy them, fix them up, and sell them on a note, so we have income from that. All right, and we'll kind of talk about that a little tonight as well, just a little bit.
Nice.
You're not a marriage counselor, are you?
I'm not any of those things. But
again, this is me. For those of you that don't know, Evan Brown. I've been an investor for like 17 years. I like probate deals, title issues, long-term rentals, the smaller multi-units, notes, options I've been playing around with. I'm learning a lot about options from some of the option people out there. It's been really great on that. And so, and one place to, well, we'll go with that.
You are such a student.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm jealous of it. It's hard work keeping up with all these trends or all the things that are out there. It really is. It really is.
Right?
So I've been doing this a long time, at least 15 years. Before that, I was a contractor and a realtor, respectively, 10 years each. I'm an old guy. I'm 61 years old. I like transforming old properties. I do some wholesaling, some fix and flipping, single-family home development. I'm doing purchasing at the auction for low-income housing charity that I operate with my wife and I. This is sort of like an end for us. This is how we see us ending our operation is through the low-income housing charity. But I'm learning every day. Every day. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. is the accountant for our 990s.
Right.
You know, it's like probably this much paper for 3 different entities. It'll be a lot of fun.
So in my world, a lot of things what we do, we're dealing with things with rentals, notes, that semi-passive income, and then my wife being an agent. That's where we're at. Jim takes this pile of money that he's made from flipping and wholesaling over the years and developing, and makes that bigger and does that.
Sometimes it hurts, but
So
for the most
different
part,
strategies. We look at things a little differently. So that's benefits you guys. So sometimes you might hear us be a little different, et cetera. But I don't know if any of you ever felt this about if you're just getting too much information. There's too many gurus, too many strategies, so much freaking noise, some expensive courses, and that sometimes I don't even know where to start. Who's this guy? Who's that person? Who's this? There's this author. I'm supposed to read what? How many things? All right. Every time I turn on social media, there's a different guy talking about something. You can relate?
Completely.
Completely different.
Or I show up to breakfast with a guy and he's got a new book every time I see him.
Well, usually I try.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, no.
Modest.
But the idea is there's so much going on, and so it's like, where do you get the information? And then where are you wasting your time? Where should you be focused? Because some of you might be a little lost. Anyone ever felt a little lost in that? I know I've been overwhelmed like that. Because if you have too much, that whole analysis paralysis, you won't do deals. You won't make offers because you don't know what to do. Okay? So understand that. So our goal tonight, by the way, I was playing with AI, and I could not get Charlie Brown in a football. We got Linus. I tried explaining that to it. It did.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that was why I wouldn't do that. All right, because he always missed.
Shouldn't there be like a smell coming off the football when
yeah.
Linus kicks it? Because no.
No, wasn't that Pigpen?
Oh, that was Pigpen.
We're aging ourselves right now. Who
You're
does
old.
not? Wait. Who does not know who Linus is? Please. Okay. All right. Only a few. All right. I'm good. Okay. So our goal tonight, look, is what you can learn from your favorite guru or mentor or educators. And one thing, I talked to Andy last night. He goes, remember, I'm not a mentor. He goes, I'm an educator. I'm not calling you, kicking your butt to make sure you made those 10 calls and you did this and you did that. So we may be a little loose with some of those definitions tonight, right? Because a lot of people that I don't have an official mentor relationship with, they might be an educator, et cetera, but I consider them, some of them really good friends and mentors of mine because I'm constantly learning, sometimes just from a simple conversation. But I've been having that conversation for years. This is one guy right here.
And there you go.
All right, so he's a friend and a mentor. So he also educates people. So understand that, okay? But everyone follow that? All right, so we might be a little bit on some of that. So understand, I heard this a long time ago. Gurus can give you a blueprint. They really can. They'll give you a whole wide thing of, here's A through Z. But really, mentors help you build the house, okay? Or educators will as well. They'll sometimes come out and stand there and go, this is how you do it. Or sit down with you over lunch. Okay, that's harder to do with some of the gurus that have 10,000 students because they're an education system, let's put it that way, or a business. So understand that. And here's a list of some of them. And so, again, this is my opinion. I've learned from pretty much everyone on the board there at something. But in some of these, some of you may snicker if you remember some old late-night TV people. All right, you remember Tom Vu? Tom Vu, been to his seminar back in the 80s. I was, just right out of high school.
I just remember the commercial with him on a yacht with two like hot girls. Remember that that commercial? It was awesome.
Yeah, but what he got people out there to believe that they could do it too.
There you go. I love it.
So a lot of these people led many of you, some of you here in this to this room or to a local RIA. All right, whether it's Pace or Ryan or Grant or Robert Kiyosaki usually is one that a lot of people just jump to. Cody Sperber, I owe being free to Cody Sperber, who's known as a clever investor. Now, he was really big more like 10 years ago. Okay, he had a major education system. Yeah, you could spend a lot of money with him. I'd go to a seminar for 3 days for like $200 because what they would do is they would have their students that paid the big bucks go somewhere like Phoenix, and they'd fill a room of 500 people or 800 with the students, but they had 400 other seats. So if they pay a bunch of people paying 200, it filled the seats. I learned a heck of a lot. My other partner dragged me to the Cody Sperber thing. Thank you so much.
Really?
I still thank him to this day. We just ended that last year. But anyone recognize any of those names, right? A lot of them familiar, right?
I got them all.
Good people. A lot of people, some will go, oh, we're not him. All right. Well, I don't have that aversion to a lot of those, so understand that. Here's another list of the similar thing. I've been to some of these events. Can I go back? Sure.
Robert
Remember,
Kiyosaki.
all members have access to these slides.
Exactly.
But just so you know, but it's okay. But here, any one of these as well. Charlie and I were talking earlier about Max Maxwell and Sean Terry. Anyone ever heard of Max Maxwell and Sean Terry?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, Max Maxwell was a guy back east that started, a friend of his his dad was a real estate investor. He kind of got started with his friend, and then he turned it into a really big media wholesale business. What was really, we found interesting is even though he was crushing his entire market, Rich and I went to Lance Martin's state of the real estate in the Inland Empire. And when he said that the Inland Empire is larger than the economies of 25 of the United States, I went, we're at the best ground zero that we could be in. So just something.
I love that name, Tariq El Moussa, and this is another great benchmark for some of you because maybe you'll have a person that you'll do business with. I went head-to-head against Tariq to purchase a home. I won the deal, and I got to be honest with you, it was a real spur because he had his TV show, and really I don't know if it was him personally that went and negotiated this. They made a mistake on the contract. And I noticed it, and I showed the seller, and the seller went with me, okay? And it felt really, really, really good, you know, for my business. This was, you know, like 15 years ago this happened, but, you know, still very cool.
By the way, Tarek, you guys know the Flip and Flop show, right? TV show, okay. How many houses, Jim, you can't answer this, how many houses had Tarek flipped when he did his TV show, the first episode? 0. He had never flipped a house. He got the TV show. He talks about this all the time now. He was in the right place at the right time.
Him and his wife look good on camera, though.
Yeah, yep. So anyway, again, just something. And then later they were flipping about 90 houses a year. That's what he worked into.
Did everybody see the name Dave Del Dotto at the bottom of that list? Oh, I just would sit there and watch his late night commercials of him talking about how you can make millions of dollars in real estate. And I was telling Evan this earlier, just watching that, I mean, I didn't do any deals. I just really kind of dreamed of it. But I put these deals together in my head for years and years and years watching his stuff.
Right. And then, again, some more I have in here. Sean Terry, I've spent some time with. I've been to some of his events, learned a lot. One of his main right-hand guys that was local, he moved to Irvine a couple years ago. I know they were wholesaling between like 1 and 200 houses a year, and I know he wrote a check to Sean for like $50,000, and it worked out well for them. He's making 7 figures a year. As a wholesaling business, Charlie knows him. We've done stuff. We've been up against each other on houses. Someone tried to sell us the same 7 houses that they didn't own, and we got into escrow and found out that he sold them 4 and me 3, and he was trying to get out of. Well, I never signed that. I didn't sign it, and the other guy had him on video signing, and it was all fraud. That was like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. So a bunch of these people, some of them are really, I know them more as an author. Corey Peterson, Copy Your Way to Success. That's a book, Copy Your Way to Success. Rich and I met him years ago, talked to him after an event. Great guy. He's like, you think I have an original thought? He goes, I just watched what everyone else was doing and just did what was working. Sound familiar? So I understand that. And Josh Altman, landed, LA real estate. He wrote a book, It's Your Move. It is a great book, by the way. Great book. I met Josh a couple times and at an event, read his book. And his basic thing is you are always closing because he's a salesman. He has like ABC written right into his suits.
Always be closing.
He's standing at a Starbucks, and he's like looking over going, oh, that's an LA Laker standing there. Hey, I sell houses. He did say, though, don't get so much involved with running down your lead that you forget where you're at, because he followed someone into a steam room at like the LA Fitness he was at. He goes, that was a little crossing the line, okay? So understand that.
But if you can get that kind of persistence from people, like I know in my business, I've got a lady who just keeps following up with me. I finally, and she's in the Red Bluff market, but I finally called her and said, hey, nobody I know follows up like you, and this is the kind of stuff you'll learn from all of these mentor and educators, is that they're persistent.
Right. And matter of fact, today when I was with a homeowner and with my wholesaler friend, the homeowner said, I called you back because, not to me, but to him, because you were persistent. Not annoyingly persistent, but you checked in with me every month to 3 months for the last year and a half.
Persistence wears down resistance.
Yeah. Okay, so understand that. A lot of people, we're losing a lot of the people that are on this list. A lot of these people are, a couple of them were good friends of mine. Mick Blackwell, that's the Tuesday luncheon we host. That man changed my life. Leon Johnson's a great educator back east as well. Of course, Pete, John. Some I never met. Jimmy Napier, Jack Miller, I've never met, but I watch Jack's videos and listen to him online through Cashflow Depot, which is a great place. I'm telling you, for $300 for life, you get all of the seminars and access to all these newsletters and stuff. It's great, and I'm glad that you can do that. Uncle Tony Alvarez, a great local investor. He made a lot of money in REOs. And these are what we call more the mentors or educators. Andy, did you say that it was it Napier or was it Miller that would say the $1,000 for the weekend? Jack Miller's rule of thumb. They go fly into somewhere, pay for the education, hotel, go home for about $1,000. That was always totally a no-brainer. Totally worth it. Okay.
And even if it's $3,000 or $4,000 by 2026 standards,
Right.
it's still to
Right.
be able to see someone really a real
Right.
quality player who will show you that the way they do business in New Mexico or Cleveland, Ohio, is the same way they do it here in LA. They hustle.
Now, I have a lot of you guys know some of these people, and some of them are friends, and some of them I have lunch with once a month or occasionally. And again, several of them are gone. And I tell you again, those gray-haired old guys, not us. I know I'm gonna be around forever. But the idea is, you get a chance to go see them at an event, and go wherever Aaron usually speaks. I run down there and go and see him. Same with Mike. But I paid Ward for classes. I know you have too. Ward Hannigan about trusts and stuff. Clyde, we lost Clyde a few years ago, and same with Dykes. And Lonnie Scruggs, I know Lonnie deals through Andy, and then what I learned from some of the other guys, but mostly from Andy, and then reading his book. Again, but I never met the man. But I still consider him a mentor, because so many mentors that I know refer to him as well. Bill Cook, he's become a good friend of mine. Coach Chad Carson, I'm constantly promoting his YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I have Rich Rice, Jeremy is a member up there, Andy up there, Nick. These are mentors and friends of mine. Goodwin Yee, a lot of these guys that are doing deals, they're doing well, and they have a lot of stuff to learn. If you see them, definitely, I'm telling you, take them to lunch. I was doing an option, and I called Andy, I called Goodwin. I sat down with Goodwin a couple times on, hey, how do I do this, et cetera, because Bill Cook kind of got the idea of options in my head. I heard Andy talking about it, but I didn't know what it was really at the time. And so, again, a list of other people. And again, some of them here are in this room. Because some of the guys, you want to know how to scale a wholesaling business and crush it and make a lot of money and do something I've never done. Talk to Charlie and Tommy. They're sitting right, Charlie's right there. And again, these guys are doing a lot. I think his goal is 1.2 million this year. That's your goal. Yeah. Now, if you want to do 1.2 million a year, hey, guess what? He's doing on the scale the business entrepreneurship versus, say, a real estate investor. Okay. Understand they're not always the same. Right? You want to add anything?
No. I'm just saying. I know, Charlie. We were just talking in the lobby. Wasn't it 2015? It might have even been before that. That I used to go door to door with him, and it was fun. I mean, it's neat. That's really what I mean about keeping people close to you, because you never know. When you're gonna. I don't want to say need them. You're never. It's when you can call on them for help in your business. So
right.
Keep doing it.
Some of you are at lunch sometimes. Hey, can I ask you this question? Can I ask this question? And it's like, sure, because you know how we learn. Because sometimes we don't know that answer. I'll tell you, I don't know that. You should go check with him, or go ask Andy, or go at. But a lot of times it's like, you got to come back and tell me that answer, because maybe it's not my wheelhouse. All right, I got someone calling me. He's not here tonight. That he's like looking at a mobile home park to purchase. Well, I can help talk to you about seller carry and seller finance and all these things to worry about and some other stuff. But I can't get into the intricacies of what it's like to own a mobile home park. That is, I'm going to point you to two other people. You know what I mean?
I love this because my morning was spent at a breakfast with someone in the room here. Jeff picked up breakfast for me, and I had an acquaintance that is trying to get into the mobile home business. I brought him along. We went and looked at his property. I mean, it's a fantastic job he's done. But the idea is it's network, and this is what this is 3 days a week. I'm doing some activity like this